Hello students, welcome to the online classes. So last class I have taught about the background of Romeo and Juliet drama. So today I will proceed with the Romeo's verses. So here Romeo's verses. In the Romeo's verses Shakespeare uses various figure of speech, and by using these figure of speeches Shakespeare tries to bring out the bring out the feeling of two immense love of two passionate lovers. So here he tells how passionate they were in love through using this figure of speeches. So before reading out or before reciting the poem, I'll tell these verses are an extract from Act 1 of Scene 5. So Romeo's verses here. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of a knight as a rich jewel in an Ethiop ear, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy door drooping with the crows. Yes, yonder lady over her fellow shows the measure done. I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. Students, read the verses carefully and hear why I am saying that. Shakespeare uses a beautiful similes and metaphors here. So it's a wonderful poem. You will enjoy a lot here. So the first line I am going to explain here. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. The word doth here is an archaic language. It is a use of archaic and old English. Here doth means does. Students, you might have seen in past days or earlier days, there was no electricity and technology. People illuminate their or brighten their rooms. They used the torch light here. Same with the case here. During when there was a dance there, when girls were invited to dance in that hall or the room, it was illuminated by the torches. So in that torches, which was a torch light or the dim light, Juliet's beauty glitters a lot. It shines a lot. So Juliet beauty attracts a lot. So the first line tells here, Juliet beauty was so bright that it inspires the torches to burn bright. Or here we can say that her beauty outshines the torches of. ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಂದ ಇದ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಡಿಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಡಿಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿನ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯದ ಹೊಳಪು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈವನ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಲೈಟ್. Juliet is a incarnation of light. So Juliet's beauty teaches the torches to burn bright. It means her beauty surpasses brighter than the torch light, or her beauty is greater or brighter than the torch light. So this is first line explanation. I'll go for second here. Second line, see here. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of a knight. So the knight here. In this line, the knight is personified. Cheek of a knight is compared to a Juliet here. Here the knight word is a personified. There is a use of personification. And here students, what do you mean by personification? Listen, I'll tell the meaning. It is a figure of speech. Personification is a figure of speech when inanimated or a non-living object or non-living things are spoken as if they are alive. When inanimated or a non-living thing or object is spoken. So knight is a non-living object here. That is spoken as alive. And these non-living objects will have a human attributes. It will have a human attributes. So that's the reason here cheek of a knight means the best part of a knight. We can say that cheek of a knight, also we can say that it is the golden light. It is a twilight. So that golden light or a twilight in the evening, which will be a pleasant for people, which people feels to want, which people wants it. So that was Juliet. That was Juliet's beauty. She was like a cheek of a night in that dark room. Is that clear? So here next. As a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So as a rich jewel, again there is use of a simile here. So the rich jewel is a simile. Juliet's beauty is compared to a jewel. And here Ethiop is a word. What is that Ethiop? Who is that? What it means Ethiop is a dark African lady. The dark African lady wears a jewel. So that jewel glitters in contrast to her color, the dark color. See, when you wore jewelry which will be shining and glittering in the dark place, likewise Ethiop, the lady which wears a jewel, it is glittering. Same thing. Here, Juliet is compared here to a jewel. Juliet also is so bright and beautiful that her beauty glitters in that dark night. So Ethiop here is also compared to the dark night. So one use of simile you have seen here. So the next simile again, Shakespeare in this verse also uses simile here. The next line is, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. Again there is a use of simile here, comparison here for, see, beauty too rich for use. Here beauty too rich for use andre her beauty ki chand idla andre akina ಸೌಂದರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. So her beauty is priceless. Here her beauty is priceless. Her beauty is priceless. So her beauty is priceless on earth, and her beauty is so expensive. Why it is expensive? Likewise, like to Romeo, it seems that like Juliet, there is no other girl so beautiful. So to Romeo, it seems that her beauty is so expensive that a common man can't get her. So it is very difficult for a mortal man to propose her or to get her. So for Romeo, Juliet seems that she is a divine lady. Juliet is a divine lady. Again the next line, there is use of simile here. Here snow, the word, snowy doe. The snowy doe is a word here. Here also there is a simile. Juliet is compared to a doe here, a snowy doe. So the word snowy here, snowy means, it means to a Romeo, what is that? And snowy here referring to a pure, white, innocent. So Juliet's beauty or Juliet is also so pure, untouched and innocent that drooping with the crows. So how Juliet is andra, ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ಲಪ್ಪ Juliet andra ಒಬ್ಬ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಪಾರಿವಾಳ ಇದ್ದಂಗ, ಕಾಗೆಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪಾರಿವಾಳ. ಸೊ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡೋ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ರೋಸ್. So the crows refer to the other dancers there, other girls who have come for dancing. So Juliet is compared to a doe here, and that doe which is so pure and innocent is among the crows. See the next one. Next line. As yonder over her fellow shows. So after the when Romeo falls in love, Romeo was waiting for a Juliet. And Romeo was eagerly waiting for a Juliet, and he wanted to see Juliet. So eagerly Romeo was waiting. So when Romeo was waiting and he was watching the dance of Juliet, that Juliet was standing over there. The yonder word means over there. Juliet was standing over there, over her fellowships, among other fellows, among other girls. And when Romeo saw Juliet was among the girls, Romeo waited and wanted to meet her. In the next line, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers make bless my old hand. Here in these lines, the measure done, what is that word measure done? Measure done, the measure refers to a dance. The dance ended. So after the dance of Juliet, now Romeo was eager to meet her. So after the dance over, Romeo's admiration of beauty is also over. Now he wants to meet. So Romeo says here, the dance is over, the measure done, I will watch her place of stand. It means Romeo will wait for her. Romeo is ready to meet her at her residence, at her balcony. And touching her, make blessed my rude hand. So Romeo feels that after when he meets Juliet, he will be touching the hands of Juliet. The Juliet hand will be so beautiful and so pure and soft that Romeo feels that when he touches the Juliet's soft hand, he will feel blessed. ಸೊ ಆಕಿನ ಮೃದುವಾದ ಕೈಯನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿ ಅವನು ಧನ್ಯನಾಗುತ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಈ ಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಮಿಯೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಮೊನೋಲಾಗ್, ರೋಮಿಯೋಸ್ ಮೊನೋಲಾಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ. Last two lines, students, here. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. The last two verses here tells Romeo already fallen in love, and Romeo is now ready to eagerly wanted to meet Juliet, and Romeo questions himself, introspects himself. Here the last two lines tells here. Look the sentences here, students. Did my heart love till now? Here questioning. Romeo is questioning himself. Romeo is asking himself. Romeo is introspecting himself. ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳತಾನ that Romeo have not seen any beautiful girl like Juliet before, and now his heart or his love is only for a Juliet. Forswear its sight, Romeo promises here that, because why he is now promising that? Before Juliet in his life many girls have come, and all the girls to Romeo did not take seriously. Romeo was not truly in love. So here he promises that Juliet is the true love for him. For I never saw true beauty till this night. At the last line tells here that Romeo has not seen so beautiful, so pure as Juliet till this night, till this day before, till this day. So last sentence, at the last monologue of Romeo earnestly believes that he has found his true love. Romeo earnestly believes that he has found his true love. ತಾನು ನಂಬುತ್ತಾನ, ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಮಾಣಿಸ್ತಾನಂತ ಏನಂತ, ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ನಂತ ಹುಡುಗಿನ ಅವ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರೋಮಿಯೋ. ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸೇರಬೇಕಾದವಳು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜೂಲಿಯಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಲವ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ರೋಮಿಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾನ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರೋಮಿಯೋ ಹಿಯರ್. Students, remember there is a use of figure of speeches here. There is a use of similes a lot. Underline all the similes when you are attempting for an answer, because these similes, these words like here I have told, as if torches teach the torches to burn bright, she hangs upon the cheek of night, Ethiopia, for earth too dear. Too dear refers to expensive. Remember this word meaning, students. Too dear means too expensive. So too dear, snowy doe drooping with the crows, and touching her make blessed my root, and some of the similes what here it is used. Highlight these similes in your answers. It will capture the attention of the evaluator, students, so that you can score high. So here I will wind up the session. So in the next session I will be explaining the Juliet's description of, or Juliet's monologue of Romeo. Juliet's monologue, how Juliet loved and how much Juliet is in praise of a Romeo. Thank you.